You want to take over this Tampa Bay Rays debacle?
I mean, sure. It's
Okay.
at this point, it's almost comedy. All right. So I put a video out today on the page, just kind of giving a recap. But uh, Hurricane Milton comes through western coast of Florida and tears the roof off off Tropicana Field. Um, they finally figure out the price. It's about $55 million to fix the stadium. So that's the roof, but also the damage it did internally. You got to put a new field down, et cetera, et cetera. So the city council and the county, because the Rays don't own the ballpark, they rent it from the county, and the city of St. Pete's involved in that too. I'm sorry, they rent the ballpark from the city of St. Pete. The county's involved in the new ballpark.
Got
So city council basically says, yeah, we're responsible. We got to fix this thing. So they approve the first $23 million to get the repair started. Like 4 hours later, they basically take back that vote and say, no, we're approving no money. We want to explore this thing further, discuss it further. We want more information on the insurance proceeds that might be available, as well as the FEMA money that might be available. So we're not ready to make a decision yet. That approval was what was going to give the Rays a chance to get back in the ballpark for 2026. So now, even if they said yes today, kind of restarting a couple weeks later, they're now looking at like May being ready, because this is not a short redoing that roof and redoing the inside of the ballpark is not a short project. So they
right.
say yes, then they say no. Same time, they've now delayed the vote for the funding on the new ballpark. So the Rays sent a professional yet scathing letter to the county, basically saying what they're doing to them is financially it's not feasible for them anymore. You can't not repair our home, make us play in a basically a spring training minor league ballpark, and then not give us a new home that we already talked to, that we basically built our plans around having Tropicana Field and moving into a new ballpark in 2028. You've now delayed everything. We're going to spend 2025 in a minor league ballpark. We may have spent part of or all of 26 in a different ballpark. And now we may not have a new ballpark in 28. So the Rays have taken the stance of, this doesn't work. We can't do this anymore. You guys need to either fix this fast or we need to move on. So now the question becomes, and the question circulating around is, where do the Rays play in 2028? Now, MLB came out and reinforced their commitment to staying in the area. They want to stay in Tampa. They think they need to be in the Tampa area to support that market. They don't have to be in St. Pete though. So now
No.
the Rays are starting to look in other parts of the area to say, okay, where else could we put a ballpark? What other? I mean, you still have to work with the county on some of this stuff, so you don't get away from that.
Right.
But this St. Pete development, this $6.5 billion development they were the anchor of, this whole thing could blow up if the ballpark doesn't happen. So now St. Pete is scrambling. City councilors are fighting. The mayor's under fire. It's a mess. The county's furious because now they're stuck in the middle of this thing. The Rays are furious because they've got no home and no prospects of having a home, it sounds like. So now they're searching to see where they could go. MLB is trying to keep this thing from completely dissolving into a court battle. But the question becomes, is this the beginning of the end in baseball in St. Pete? And most of your local writers are basically saying, your writers and politicians are saying, yeah, this is probably the end. We
Yeah.
probably won't save this.
No, I mean it's such a messy situation. I mean, if you're planning on building a new ballpark, why would you want to pour that money into that one and restore that trash heap that it already was before the storm?
Dumpster fire.
Yeah, so it's like, I get they're kind of caught in the middle. The storm was like probably the worst timing it could have been for the Rays organization and the city of Tampa or St. Pete or wherever they are now. Um, just the timing was horrendous. But I don't know. I mean, if it's gonna drag out like this, I see the whole Rays organization being like, "Sorry, MLB, I know you want us to stay here, but we gotta go." Salt Lake City is pretty practically begging MLB to get a team there. They already got the Utah Hockey Club there. The Jazz are there. Like they want an MLB team there. Do they pull the Rays out of Tampa and just relocate them there? I don't know.
I think all options are on the table. And one thing the Rays pointed to that I think they've got St. Pete on is earlier this year, St. Pete reduced the insurance policy on Tropicana Field from 100 million to 25 million, and they took the deductible all the way up to 22 million to save the city about $275,000 a year in insurance premiums. And then the storm hit. So in reality, if they hadn't made that change, they would have spent $275,000 more in insurance premiums, and they would have had this thing covered.
Right.
So St. Pete got caught thinking, oh, we're down to the last few years of the ballpark's life. Let's cut the coverage back. No need to worry about it. And then slam, there goes the roof. And now you're not insured.
Yeah.
You're basically not insured for it. So they're going to, of the 55 million bucks, they're going to spend like, 22, 26 or 27. They could be out of pocket like 26, 27 million dollars on that roof, where in the past it would have been a couple million bucks. So it's St. Pete kind of screwed this up. I say kind of, they did screw it up. But you've got the Rays pushing back, and you've got a team that doesn't have a home. Like, we've now got 2 MLB teams that don't have homes.
Yeah.
The A's was self-inflicted, partially self-inflicted, and the Rays are just victims of local politics and bad weather.
Yeah.
But like, this is crazy to think that here we are, November of 2024, with 2 MLB teams that don't have permanent homes.
It's embarrassing, really.
You're going to watch the Rays play next year in an 11,000 square foot spring training minor league facility.
Same with the A's.
Yeah,
you're going to watch 2 of them.
Although the A's probably belong in a minor league facility, but
okay, fair. You could argue the Rays won't even sell out that AAA stadium either.